Just a question about writing and reading. I've been writing a daily diary and just been reading about Zen. I didn't realize that it's recommended maybe not to be reading as much. Do you have any recommendations of whether we should be writing or reading?
It's not much recommended during retreat because retreat is quite intense, and then this is the time when we have a chance to process what we already have in our system, including like body-mind system. So, like for example, I still probably have a jet lag, so I understand like the this is the time, I have to focus on breathing, like build up, being present, and just to follow what is happening. And formal meal is a bit different than in Europe, so I also have to be more mindful, which brings me beginner's mind, definitely. And the style is a bit different, so it's like lots of things to focus on. And of course, there are lots of things we have in our mind, like what's happened with our, like partners, with our children, with our work, or did I get more like customers, or how is my boss going to be? We sometimes have this. Like, I just was watching a movie about horrible bosses, on the airplane, and then we have this all baggage, like say backpack, which is used very well now even in the therapy. We have this all backpack, and we have a chance during retreat to unpack, to somehow not even like structure, because this is not like making structure. It's about how we can actually process all this backpack, and how we can process our feelings, maybe, my son, what he's doing, is he okay? Oh, is my wife okay? Oh, is my husband cooking my children or something? Oh, and this, and all this, like, oh, I had this argument with someone, or I said something, or maybe someone project and I said something, and it's happening, to anyone. It's happening to teachers as well, like I attended recently some course, and I told something to a colleague. I was attending some training as a therapist, and she was like, I don't understand what I, and then I jumped to something. I think it was projection. I felt very sorry I said that. And I was digesting how I can say I'm sorry. So we have this all emotion, thinking, and stories. So I think it's like big book. If we all collect, we have big book from all our minds. So I guess reading more, unless it's like sometimes we have on site some books of Zen Master Seung or Compass of Zen, or we have a Kongan book. Very soon we have a Kongan interview. So reading Kongans or commentary can be sometimes helpful. So it's also like in general, it's about how we deal with this stuff from the book. If we read, well, I quite like read books, but how many books we can read, how many things we can absorb. And now I remember one story is in the it's not actually a Korean style. It's more like Zen Flesh, Zen Bones. I think it's quite famous little book about stories. It's a collection of the story, and one story is about a young person who was walking with someone, and they want to maybe find some teacher or someone, and then they get very hungry. They get hungry. Maybe the shop or something, the kiosk was not yet. So the colleague has some cigarette, and they say, just smoke, and then you forget about you're hungry. So he smoked and said, oh, this is wonderful. I don't feel hungry anymore. But then the colleague said, do you want another one? I said, no, I think I get quite, it was quite nice. I start to be concerned. It's quite nice. So I said, no, thank you. And there was another moment, he was basically exploring what can be developmental, we say like, how I can develop myself, we can see many things in YouTube, how you can develop this way or this way. And then, so the other things he was practicing some kind of like mindfulness with magic, I would say. And then he sent his colleague a letter, and in this letter he asked for like a nice jumper because it became quite cold. And he didn't receive this jumper and didn't receive the letter back. So he used his magic and he saw the letter was lost. But then he got scared, oh my God, I am so happy, I could find out about that. So he left this magic. He was concerned he get attached to something. Same with writing poetry, with reading books. I think it's good to do that. But if many people nowadays just read, and we need to have a time to process as well. But just sometimes reading to inspire ourselves is nothing wrong about that. I think you already understand. Thank you. More questions?
What about when we get a bit attached to the meditation itself? And when it does finally become a bit more pleasurable, do you have advice on how much we should maintain the continuity of meditation?
Yeah, specifically, I understand is sometimes as well my case. So sometimes we need to wake up our practice. We need to wake up our practice. So is if nowadays in many places in the world, the external world is waking us up because it's so difficult, and sometimes our family or our personal situation is quite difficult. But I always say we don't have to wait to meet difficulty, because this is what I'm not sure, even like maybe ancestor teachers said, the suffering is the best teacher. When we face some discomfort or suffering, or our own or our family, or sometimes even like our pets dying, people get now very upset because they get attached. So that can be a big wake up for us. But sometimes our life is quite okay. We see like, okay, this is going okay. I have a nice job, have a nice relationship, money are okay. I can travel, I can afford. And so that's let's say outside situation is okay. So I'm not sure about your situation, but let's say mine is never very okay. But I appreciate difficulty. So it's sometimes if we need some kind of like not to be attached, we need to bring some question, and I think you can use either Kongan question when you start to notice, what is. It's very nice now. Oh my God, it's so nice. Okay, so why the sky is blue? Don't know. That's not very nice if we don't know. So, we, whatever we work on, or sometimes, like we have quite complex, Kongans. So we bring this. Or sometimes even if it's so nice, so then what is this? So we can also use our experience. So I'm not expert about Hwadu. It's more like here in Korea. But I think we can use any situation to wake ourselves up. Any situation, like I remember I used my like some time ago when my mother died. I used my grief, not like I don't want to grieve. I don't want to be sad. It was more like, what is this? Really sitting and really being connected. Sometimes means crying. Sometimes means yes. And then really properly looking into. If it's something like fear is very human. We all experience fear. We sometimes don't feel directly connection with fear. But anything like outside world is delivering us to lots of fear nowadays. So we can sit with that instead of infinite discussion and what is going to happen with this, what is going to happen. Let's sit with that. What is this? Don't know. Very important. Sometimes, even like as I said, sometimes these very nice feelings, like, what is this? Sitting, bringing to our center. Don't know. Very important. So can use everything actually. So the point is to get to awareness, and you already feel like, oh yeah, I feel nice. Feel nice. Sometimes maybe. We can also split our practice. When we sit meditation too long, maybe we do more prostration. Then very strong center and lots of clarity. We can use this need of I don't know if this is need or concern about having nice time to maybe, okay, I'm gonna use this energy. Maybe help my Sangha or in the kitchen, whatever. That okay?
And when you're talking about fear, what about, how do I say, hesitation of the profound? And like, I'm not a Buddha, I think mostly very bizarre things. But even in the beginning, when you get those, whoa, like, oh, I just for a moment went, oh, and then you lose it because you get quite attached. But in that continuity, I'm curious what your advice would be, that when you're kind of going on that edge again and again and again and again and again, and then I feel like there's a way to get stuck, I find myself. I don't know if you have any advice for that.
Is that similar what actually Sonim was bringing to her introduction Dharma talk? Like we feel this excitement about something, we feel like we can, I don't know, be in certain way, and then we lose something. Yes, is that what you're trying to ask?
I feel like it's almost that, oh wow, like almost the opposite. It's just so wow, which I will lose, and I've lost it 100 times. But when you're in that wow, I find myself like, wait a second, I wasn't even paying attention to my breath. I was just in this, whoa, maybe, and then these thoughts, profound thoughts, and all these things. Yeah, do you have advice for that aspect, the other side, which is probably the same thing?
So very important, when is this happening during meditation? I understand, yes. So quite useful, like the moment you notice, there's nothing wrong to feel very, like open and amazing. It's just to go back to present moment all the time. Same like Sunim Dharma talk. Sometimes we lose this like excitement to practice, curiosity, and so very important. This is we can be from one moment in the hell, and one moment in the heaven. Is somehow how I can be in the moment. So then we have this middle way. We say we have a middle way. So so the floor is yellow. I hear someone is translating. So very, very quiet outside. So we just try to use our whole system and just open our eyes, and then okay, there we are now, and go back to our breathing. Breathing, counting, breathing. 1, 2, 3. Or mantra, Kwan Sambosal, Kwan Sambosal, Kwan Sambosal, Kwan Sambosal. Or sometimes, again, what is this? Even if it's something like, oh wow, what is this? Even something like, oh, I don't know where to go. It's just stuck. what is this? I'm not saying I'm very good with that all the time, but I think this is the way, using everything which we have. We have this, oh my God, it's so beautiful. What is this? Oh, it's so unpleasant. What is this? And then not trying to go to thinking, just relax, just don't know. It's completely same as we work with Kongans. We almost like this is our tool. This is so sometimes if we at work we cannot maybe do that in front of our boss, but we can maybe like, okay, this is happening. Okay, so there we are. So we hit our mind. It's almost like diamond, sword. And coming back to moment. Yeah, is that okay?
Thank you.
Yeah, okay.
Just to continue on this
Yeah.
thought, I'm new to Zen Buddhism and meditation. My understanding is that during meditation, your eyes are open, and the intention is to become present and not be thinking. That's the goal: to become present, be with one, realize oneness. And so, when you mention Kongans, isn't that thinking?
Wow, this is interesting question. So, why I ask you what you are doing right now?
I'm asking you a question.
You ask me a question. Yes. So, was that thinking or not thinking?
Just thinking.
Thinking?
Yes.
Okay. So I have to hit you. Ask you again. What are you doing right now here? On that? You understand one, you don't understand two. Yeah.
The confusion is because I'm making a difference between meditation, which is attempting to have a clear mind, be a reflection of a mirror, and then contemplation, which is thinking about something, which is the opposite of what you're trying to do, I believe. Is that correct?
Yes, so in our practice, starting from formal meditation, going to informal meditation, which is our life, we try to be, as I said, present. And if thinking come up, we notice thinking, and then we go back to our before thinking mind, which is not very easy. So that's why people develop different techniques, how we can help ourselves to use thinking when we need to think, and actually also use our connection with our primary point, which we share with everyone. So how we can be connected with our don't know mind. So in the Kongan situation, it's quite easy because you just go. Did you have any Kongan interview already?
Yes.
Yes, you did. Yeah. So you get question from teacher, and then what you do when you get question?
Usually hit the ground.
Yeah. So there is no time to thinking. You just hit very quickly, and then usually teacher asks only that. Then something might appear, but if you hesitate, that means the way went to thinking. The path is to think, and it's very, very, very strong habit. Very strong habit, and we all have this habit. And I was trying to understand why sometimes. I think that's the human kind of like true development, human develop this coping strategy with difficulty. So first was instinct, which we still have and is very good, very fast. And then we build up this, like we say, like even in terms of brain, the oldest part of the brain is the middle of the brain is instinctive. So someone want to kill us, we use different way, and we can survive. And then human develop thinking as well. But then thinking, if we face some situation, thinking might not be 100% helpful. So very important also, maybe the most important, to have connection with our don't know mind, which we share with all sentient beings, all universe, let's say. Very important. So heat is cutting our habit to thinking path. Is cutting. Even like when we fall, bend, we go immediately to our energy go to center. So it's not going to our thinking center. And then we sort this out, and then if something come up from this don't know mind, we present. If nothing is coming up, we keep this connection. Keep this connection means keeping don't know mind. Very important. Although if we hesitate, so that's when, for example, when I teach hitting, and I guess many teachers teach about hitting, we can't give ourselves any time. We have to be very fast. This is like sword. If you have someone, I'm not like doing martial arts, but some of you might. If you have someone in front of you, if you don't do this fast, you're gonna be killed. So you have to do. So that's how we are not killed by our thinking. We just go, we cut this way, we go to before thinking. And then if we have enough, let's say we say wisdom, compassion, then we present some answer. If we don't, then we keep this connection. So that's the way we do Kongans, and that's the way we could do in our life as well. Is that responding? Or somehow?
Still a bit confused about Kongans, but
Yeah, that's the lifelong process. But Zen is not about thinking. Zen is about using thinking correctly and not being controlled by thinking. And and then dealing with thinking as well. Well, Thank you. Okay, so I might maybe say something. Sunim inspiring, something about inspiration, motivation. Sometimes people just put on themselves definition. I cannot be inspired. I cannot be motivated. Many times I see many times my clients, and then I see like it is the case. Many people put the label on themselves. I cannot be motivated. I have ADHD. I have this. I have that. I have problem like this. I have too many things. It's about always about evidence. We actually can be clear in the moment easily. It's not as difficult. It's about continue to do again and again. And is that not inspiring? It is very inspiring because we can be free from like this complicated thinking. We can enjoy the moment, and we can just not pull all this backpack. Our family backpack, our country backpack. Doesn't mean ignoring. It's about giving ourselves chance to digest something. And as I said, that the Sangha, when that's the legend. But when Buddha was about to die, someone asked Buddha, "You will die. Who is gonna teach us?" Although he gave transmission Mahakashyapa, but he said clearly, the Sangha is your teacher. The Sangha means our colleagues, and is very important when we do this. Very important because we really can digest quite fast what we bring here, and we can go to our life clear and equipped with all this compassion and wisdom. And Sangha also means like Sangha, Buddhist Sangha or Zen Sangha, also the whole world. If we are notice what the whole world Sangha is telling us, we can also be very inspired. If we practice, then even we meet someone, not necessarily who is practiced, someone might be very angry, maybe we say something quite stupid, very strong center, very important because we might be very much projected by other people, but it doesn't excuse our mistake. It doesn't mean like we have to cry around our mistakes and we have to, like hit ourselves and see how I'm stupid. It's about like noticing, sitting with that. What just happened? What just now happened? So this is very inspiring. And then next day, maybe I have a chance to say, I'm sorry. Maybe I'm not. But I learned something. Maybe my center needs to be stronger. Maybe I have to be mindful what is happening. And sometimes situation is very complex, many people. So this really world need this, our practice and if we don't feel inspired, like sit with that. Why I'm so bored? I hate this practice. I don't like. Rather than leave, I say that doesn't make sense and anything. So it's like use this lack of inspiration to as a what is this? So this is the probably important things to take.